Welcome back. So this A-level Computer Science 9600 paper 4, and we started with OOP in the understanding OOP, and we were doing this. We were trying to cover this OOP. So in the previous video, we discussed from here to there. We discussed about what is class and object, what is access modifier, constructor, destructor, encapsulation. And then we just covered the video till here. But now we're going to start from inheritance, polymorphism, interface, abstract, exception handling, and file processing. Okay, so let's start with inheritance. What is inheritance? Inheritance means that you have class like class A and class B, and class B inherits the properties and the methods. Okay, class A inherit the properties and methods. The class B inherit the properties of class A, and so it can access the properties. So you can say inheriting the properties and the method. Okay, so in order to do inheritance, you will just use the keyword extends. Okay, this is a class A, so it will be known as superclass, and derived class are those which are doing inherit. So class C extends class A. Okay, class C, this class C, this class B, class B extends class A, class C extends class A. Okay, so these are derived class, this is superclass. Okay, there are so many types of inheritance. Number one is single inheritance, that you're just inheriting the properties and the methods of class A, single. Okay, multi-level inheritance is multi-level inheritance, that class B inheriting the properties of class A, and then class C inheriting the properties of class B. So if class C inheriting the properties of class B, then overall inheriting the properties of class A as well. So this is multi-level inheritance. Hierarchical inheritance means that this one is inheriting this property, this one is inheriting this property. So this is hierarchical. Multiple inheritance is that the derived class, you can say the subclass, is taking inheritance from both the superclass, but this is not available, this is not possible in Java. Okay, but if you still want to do the multiple inheritance, and you can just do with the help of you can do with interface, abstract interface. We will discuss this, what is abstract, what is an interface. But just to tell you in advance that if you want to do multiple inheritance, then you can have a class, and from this you can just do extend. Okay, the normal class is just doing inheritance, but another class must be an interface. Okay, this must be an interface, and in order to inherit the properties, you will use the keyword implement. So in this way you can do multiple inheritance. Otherwise it's not possible in Java. Okay, might be possible in C++, or might be possible in Python at some point, but it's not it cannot be done in Java. Okay, you don't need to go that much deep, because you just need to pass the paper. Okay, you will understand how it is happening when you reach the university. Okay, but for now you just need to understand it. It's not possible. Hybrid inheritance, that you are doing single inheritance and then you are doing hierarchical inheritance. Okay, it's a mixture of these two. Okay, so this is inheritance. Let me do the coding as well, but for now just bear with me, because I need to go through all of this and then we will start. Okay, cannot access these members of the parent class. We call this superclass a parent class, or this is a child class. Okay, this you can say a superclass, or you can say parent class, parent, and this is a child class. Cannot access those members of the parent class which are declared private. Okay, there are some things which are private to the parent. Okay, a father has some secrets that he doesn't want to share with his son or daughter. Okay, so everybody got secrets, so sometimes parents tried their best to not share those secrets which they think might hurt the child or something like that. So this is the example that there are some things which are private, and privacy is the most is the most important thing, so the child cannot put their hands on the privacy of the parent. Okay, so cannot access those members of the parent class which are declared private. Members means you can say attributes and method. Super keyword, this is the most important thing. Super is super, which means this is used to like for example, this is parent class, this is a child class, and I'm having some methods and attributes. Using the super keyword, I'll just I can call or I can access these attributes directly. Okay, super is a constructor of the parent class. Okay, so we will see this how can we use this. It's a constructor of the parent class. It helps us to call the constructor of a parent class. Okay, that's why we use super. Okay, executing a subclass consider this order is the same whether or not super is used. Okay, another important thing that whenever we try to for example, we got the parent, we got the child, it is inheriting this one. If I for example try to make an object of the child, and after creating for example child c is equals to new child, and I just call the constructor, so first of all the parent constructor will be called first, and then the child constructor will be called first. Let me show you in coding right now, because it might be confusing for you guys if I just keep on going like this. So let me just show the coding. Okay, now human, or let's say father, let me just change this, or let me just remove all of this. I'm going to start from the very beginning. Okay, let me remove this, each and everything, removing this as well. Now I got, let me create class A. Okay, this is my class, and I'm going to say int age, again int string name, and string color. Okay, public void do something. Public void do something. So now it will do something. Yahoo, let's do it. Okay, so I've created the class A. I'm going to create another class B, and I'm going to just I'm just going to create something. Do it. I am doing nothing. Now I need to extend, I need to make inheritance. So how will I do it? So class B extends, inheriting the properties of class A. Finally I have to extend this. Okay, now I'm going to create the object of class, sorry, B. I'm going to write down B is equals to new B, calling the constructor, voila, B dot. Now you can see that after inheriting, you can see here it's written A, so inheriting the properties and the method as well. Okay, this is how we do it. This is how you try to inheriting the properties. Okay, now what is super? If I call super, what will it do? Constructor call must be first statement in a constructor. This is actually a constructor, nothing else. But if I just say super dot, okay, using the super keyword I can also do, I can access like this as well, like name. So using the super keyword I can access the properties and the method, and also I can also call the constructor as well. So let me just okay, let me initialize this. For example, Abbu Jan. So I'm going to write down my father name is, and then plus, and I'm going to super dot name Abbu Jan, and it's going to do something. So I'm going to call it do something, please do it. And after executing this, my father is Abbu Jan. Voila, boys, ladies and gentlemen, we have created inheritance. Using the super keyword we can access the attributes and the methods. Now let me do something crazy, or maybe not crazy at all. I'm going to create a constructor. So public a, okay, I'm going to yes, there you go, and I'm going to say that this is parent constructor. This is parent constructor. Okay, and after getting this, let me do this again. I'm not going to execute this. Let's do it. Let's see what happens. This is parent constructor. Okay, so here's what's happening here. Every time you create an object of a child, you just created the child, you have created child object. After creating the child object, whenever, you know what, let me just show you, let me just make a constructor in here as well. Public b sys out, and this is child constructor. Okay, this is a child constructor, this is a parent constructor, and I'm going to run it right now. So let's run it. Okay, every time when we create a child object, the constructor is called, but before the child constructor is called, the parent constructor is called first using the super keyword like this. Okay, even if you don't write it, the compiler will write it for you. Every time the parent constructor is called first, and then the child constructor is called. So using super slash means that you are calling the constructor of the child. You can just see right here, dot a constructor. So you're calling the constructor of a parent of a parent. Okay, you're calling the constructor of a parent, and then the constructor of the child will run. So this is how it is. And for example, if I wanted to initialize some variables, let me for example, int a, oh sorry, int age, int name, sorry, not this, string name, and string color. So, and you can see it's not going to work, right? So instead, let me create another constructor, public a, and like this it will work now. The error is gone. Okay, I've created this null constructor. I can create another constructor, parameterized constructor. Okay, wait, okay, and now I'm going to put something int a string n and string c, and then putting inside here a n and c. Voila, this is how you do it with parameters. Okay, so this is a null constructor, this is a parameterized constructor. If you call this constructor, you'll get the you're going to send something, and then it will pass down in here. The parent constructor is called first, so I'm just initializing it. So let me initialize it. This dot h is equal to h. This dot color is equals to color. This dot name is equals to name. Oh wait, okay, so yes, that's how it is. This is parent constructor with parameters. Okay, and after this I can just do a print. Wait, sys out control space and b dot h. Okay, let me just do another copy paste. Okay, dot color dot name. Okay, now let's run it. Oh wait, sorry, I haven't put anything yet. I need to put something inside the constructor. So I'm going to put first of all, it's going to be age like 55. It's going to be a name like Ali, and it's going to be a color which is black. 55 Ali black. Let's run it, and boys, it works. 55 black Ali, putting inside the constructor, and I just initialize, I've just called the parent constructor and just passing the values to here. All right, so this is inheritance, ladies and gentlemen. Right now what I've just done here, I've just done this is single inheritance. I can do multi-level inheritance, like B is inheriting the properties of A, and C is inheriting the properties of B, ultimately inheriting the properties of A. If B is inheriting the properties of A, C inheriting the properties of B, so ultimately inheriting the properties of A as well, because the properties of A is in B, so C can just get access of these and both of the properties of class B and A. It's very simple, it's very easy. I'm not going to do it for you guys for now, because I just explained what is inheritance. It's very easy. Okay, I'm just going to move on. So this is super keyword is used to get the access of the attributes and methods of the parent. Super dot something. Okay, super dot something. This also works. When we create the object of child class, the new keyword invokes the constructor of a child class, which implicitly invokes the constructor of a parent class, which I've just shown you guys. Okay, the parent class constructor is executed first, and then the child class is executed. When we have a constructor in parent class that takes argument, then we can use parameterized super, like super 1 2 3. I've just shown you the use of super keyword to access the data members of parent class, and when both parent child have members with the same name. Okay, at that point then you can use it. If for example the properties like like I have just created the properties like string name and string name, both have the same name. I mean, both are the same. For example, int a, int h, okay, both are the same attributes. You can just use super.h and you can just access the properties of the parent class. Okay, to explicitly call the noarg and parameterized constructor to access the method of parent class when child has overridden that method. Overridden, we will discuss this later. What is overridden? Super.name. Okay. Okay. For example, okay, you know what? Let me just show you guys. I have something like if I put protected, it means that, for example, class A, class B. If I put something like a protected int age, and I just create the object of A, like A is equals to new A, calling the constructor, and A dot int age, it will not be accessed because I have just put protected. Protected means that you can only access this by a child class, because after inheriting the properties and the method of class A, so after putting extends A, and then after creating the object of the child B is equals to new B, okay, and then B dot int age, then yes, you can do it, because that's what protected means. It means that you can only access this if you are extending it, if you are inheriting these properties, only then you can access this. This is the meaning of protected. And also it means that it must be in the same package. Okay, that's what I want to tell you guys. Okay, let's move on. So this was the whole thing. You can see here class A, this is a constructor, class B extend class A, class C extend class B, which means it inheriting the properties of class B and inheriting the properties of class A as well. Okay, so this would be the output if you try to create the object. So class C, the super will be called first, and by super I mean you are calling the constructor of class A, oh sorry, class B. You are calling the constructor, this is the super, and then inside here, for example, inside here you will there will be another super, and this super would be this. Okay, this is how inheritance work. Always a parent class constructor is executed first, and then the child, and then another child, and another child, and this is how it works. So this is inheritance. Okay, using final keyword to prevent any class be inherited. Okay, if you want something if you don't want anything to be inherited, you can use a final keyword. It will prevent the classes to be inherited. Okay, yeah, so this was inheritance. Polymorphism, let's understand polymorphism. Polymorphism means that you can, okay, method overloading. Okay, so there are two things, or maybe I should just start from here. Let's start from here. Okay, what is polymorphism? Whenever we talk about polymorphism, we are talking about method overloading. What does mean by method overloading? It means that you're creating so many methods of the same name, but the only difference is having. This is my method. Okay, what happens if I create another method? This will give an error, right? But what if I change this in this sense? Now there's no error. What is the difference? The only difference here is they have the same name, okay, this is so interesting. They have the same name, but the only difference is the parameter. So this is overloading, that you can have so many having the same name of methods, but the only difference is different parameters. Just like that, just for that, but no different return type. Okay, different number of parameters, different data type of parameters. Yes, different number of parameters, different data type, different sequence of data type. Okay, depends on these, no return type, sorry about that. So you can just depending. So I can just write down a will change. If I, for example, if I put B, it won't change, but if I put another one, it will change. Okay, again, if I put another one and I just put C, it doesn't change. If I put another one, it will change. Or if I wanted to, I can just put a string Yahoo for something like that, it will change. And if I change the sequence, like string will come first and then integer will come later, this will also change. Okay, so this is overloading. And as for overriding, this is used in when you are doing inheritance and you have the same method. For example, let me just show you. Can be done using inheritance, declaring a method in a subclass which is already present in a parent class. For example, let me just remove this, and I got the method do something. Okay, now I just copy this, I put it here, and this will override this. So b dot do something void b. Okay, so this is overloading because you're not accessing the method of this one. If I change this somehow, then I might be able to access this, like do something, and you should, okay, I haven't put inheritance yet, sorry about that. Extends b a. Now if I having the properties of a, do something, one, do something, if I just having the same name, Yahoo, let's do it child, Yahoo, let's do it parent, having the same name, and if I just see this, then you can see here that you're only getting this, which means this has override the method do something, and just let's do it child. This is overridden, this is overriding, you're overriding the methods of the child, of the parent. This is overriding because you're having the same name. This is override this. Okay, that's why only I can access this. I cannot access this because this method has override the method of the parent class of the parent. Okay, so this is overriding method. But if I change the name somehow, like for example do something one, having having different names, and if I try to access this, and I guess I can access this, do something, there you go, p dot do something, run it, and you got it. This is polymorphism. That's it. This is polymorphism. Very easy, right? You got if you have the same after inheriting having the same method, this method will override this method. So this is overriding. Polymorphism done, inheritance is done, and now we are coming to apps. Okay, we are coming to here. Containment and aggregation. Okay, I think I'm going to do this in another video. For now, let's just say goodbye. We will continue in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.